So the journey leading up to middleware. Can you tell us about before middleware? What were some of your other roles?
Yeah. Um, so as I was mentioning in my journey that I joined, at Delhi College of Engineering, and had always thought of starting up, but I didn't know how. So I thought that till the time I'm not starting up anything, I'll just work with founders. So I did a lot of internships with the with like almost all sizes of the companies. So I started with a company uh, who did not have you know the team's name, and there was just one guy trying to gather people from hackathons and building something. Then I went to Hacker Earth. I worked for Mozilla. I worked for Avast, and then I joined a company called Kayako as a full-time engineer in 2016. Um, it was uh, it was a choice that I made because I wanted to stay closer to the startup ecosystem and not go into larger companies like my friends did. Um, so in Kayako, I had a great time because it wasn't a typical, just a software engineer role. So they gave me a team to just transform and revamp, and I was just a fresher, right? So dealing with 30-year-olds who are running a poor system to reform into an automated system. And then in Kako, I worked in different departments like growth, sales, call, shadowing, and stuff. So I learned a lot there. Then Kako got acquired, and that was my funda that if I'm not doing a startup, then let me just stick with the company I'm working for. After that, I moved to a company called Shuttl, and in Shuttl, again, I joined as an engineer. And then as the company was growing, so we were doing 20,000 rides when I joined. And company started growing, but the system was not scaling up. So I was fortunate to be a part of that scale up team. So I became a manager the next year. Started with a team of three. So I became a manager when I was 24, and my boss was very senior, right? So everyone used to listen to him, but nobody would listen to me because I'm 24. I was just a peer to them last day. And now, for the 30, 32-year olds, uh, a kid is asking them to do things. And I realized very quickly that this is not going to work. So, this method of managing, I call that managing by command, will not work for me because my boss was 6 feet tall, broad guy, had a very heavy voice, and I didn't have any. So, any of that. So, I realized very quickly that I have to learn the art of managing and I can't do it innately. So, that became that was a seed of curiosity for me. And um, I started reading a lot. I started talking to more managers, understanding, how they run teams. And fortunately, my team started growing. So from 3 we became 13. I set up a Bangalore office for Shuttl in Embassy Golf Links, and then COVID hit, right? So now nobody knew how to operate in this new setup, right? So we were sort of used to doing like Delhi and Bangalore kind of work ethic, but that gave a really good opportunity because when there was a lot of chaos, I was too excited to set up a lot of processes. And that's where I did a lot of experiments because Shuttle grew rapidly. Before COVID hit us, we were doing 100,000 rides a day. So we had scaled a 5x through that journey uh, as a business, and we were like growing massively. But of course, COVID happened, unfortunately. But we still had a lot of plans, a lot of things to do. We did a couple of things later on as well in Bangkok and Manila. Uh, so once lockdown was there and there was a lot of chaos, I got very excited to try out processes. And that's where sort of I think this idea uh, was born for middleware of how do you achieve immense like excellence as a team. So nobody in my team resigned during that period. I took a KPI for myself to reduce the meeting hours. So everyone was going bonkers with meetings, and I took a personal goal that I will not let any of my team member have more than 10 hours of meeting in a week. And for everything that they're going to meeting for, I'll just install a new process, make it more smooth, make it more smooth. And my peers, managers were still slogging. So that was a sign of validation. And of course, so later we implemented those methods, to improve the whole team. But yeah, so those were the days where um, we achieved a smooth process, on time deliveries, very high quality software, and no attrition, right? In the time of COVID. So that's when, I understood that, okay, this is one way to lead a team of this size in a B2C market. And soon enough, Shuttl got acquired in 2021. So I moved to a company called Maersk, is the largest shipping company in the world, to Copenhagen. And that's when I became a senior engineering manager. But the bug for building something was still there. And one good thing happened, that when I moved to Copenhagen, till this point, I was only in India. And I expected chaos in some way. Okay. So I thought that India is a chaotic country, and maybe it's just the way we operate on things. But Europe is a very calm, very like robust, process driven country. But when I went there, I saw the same challenges in engineering teams. In fact, when I spoke to other startups as well, they were dealing with the same issue. They were hiring rapidly, but the output was not even linear. And that excited me, that, okay, is this a widespread problem? And should we solve it? So while I was there, I started, reaching out to people. So I did 50 long form interviews with engineering leaders across the globe to understand what their challenges are, saw a common pattern, and that's where, middleware was born. So came back to India in March 22 to start middleware.